in 5.
Well, hi, everybody. Hi. You startled me. Oh, my goodness. Hi, y'all. Am I trespassing? Of course I'm not trespassing. Come on. Ah, it's right as rain that I'm here. I belong here. By golly, this should be mine, as a matter of fact. But if you don't want to take my word for it, you can call my baby. You can call my baby girl's baby, my baby doll's baby daddy. You can call him anytime you'd like. Go ahead, call him. Oh, my baby doll, babe, I miss her so much. That's my girl, my girl. But anyway, if you want to call JR, go ahead and call him. Everybody's got a number. You don't know. Everybody got his number. I don't know what it is. You got it? In fact, you can borrow my phone and call if you'd like to. But instead of calling him, why don't you sit down with me and have a glass? This is that Adam's bubbly anyway. We can drink it. I'm gonna sit it right here for y'all, okay? I'm gonna sit it right here for y'all. Go ahead and get it anytime you want. But in the meantime, let me tell you about Pine Valley. Pine Valley. Oh my goodness. Pine Valley used to be run by old coots. Used to be run by old coots. People like Palmer Cortland, also known as Pete Cooney. Can you believe his name is really Pete Cooney? They're different from Pigeon Holler, right? That's where he's from. And Adam Chandler. Adam Chandler. Adam and Palmer both jackasses, both of them. Both Richard jackasses, but jackasses none the same. But Palmer, he's a proper gentleman. He really is. He really is. Palmer just a really actually a nice man. But Adam, not so much. Not so much. Even though, I got a place in my heart for him. I can't help it. Can't help it. But Adam, he's something else. I was right here in this very house. In this very house in labor with my last baby doll. My last baby doll. I was just a huffing and a puffing, ready to push her right out of my hoo-ha. Adam just walked on out of here, didn't care. Just left me to whatever might happen. Adam. He's something else. He really is. Adam's something else. And speaking of Jenny Colby, that baby I was just talking about. Jenny Colby, she's 16 now. Rotten. She's more of a bride of Chucky than she is a baby doll right now, really. And about 3 weeks ago, I was running myself through Port Charles, just running around. Sometimes I like to just drive and think. So I'm in Port Charles, and I'm over at the docks, just looking out at the water and stuff. Sure enough, I see this man. He's sitting over there at the docks. He's sitting there, and he just looks sad as can be. He looks sad as can be, crying into a piece of hummingbird cake. And my gosh, he looks just like Jenny Colby's daddy. He really does. I'm half a mind to just pack her up and take her to Port Charles and look for him. Because maybe he will have a good influence. You never know. Because, Pine Valley ain't got no good influence for her right now. It's just full of hussies and heifers and hustlers and haters. Pine Valley got right now. And, she got to overcome her own heritage. She don't need no bad influences. My gosh, she got it already in her blood. Really, she does. We don't want her to turn out crazy. We don't want her to turn out crazy because this place plumb full of Looney Tune people. Plumb full. I'll tell you about one of them. I had a soft spot for him too because I can't choose a man for nothing. I tell you, I really can't. But David Hayward, a genius, an absolute genius, can save lives. And we've seen it. But a Looney Tune. But the worst one, and you can't have her nowhere near, Janet Green. Janet Green. Oh my gosh, Janet from another planet. She's crazy, loony, as just as nutty as Pecan Orchard. Or I'll give you another example. Nutty is one of Ruth Martin's old fruitcakes that nobody wants to eat Christmas. But speaking of Christmas in Pine Valley, oh man, Pine Valley just magical at Christmas time. Just magical. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Pine Valley is beautiful at Christmas time, just full of magic and full of good people. There are good people here. You just got to look for them for just a second. They're here. They really are. Before I tell you more about that kind of stuff, though, before that, let me tell you one more thing. Welcome to the 10th floor, All My Children Christmas Special. Hi, my name's Kat.
Hey, Ma. Oh my gosh. Merry Christmas. Hey,
Hi.
hey, hey. Oh, so hey everybody, welcome to the to the all my what do we call these things? The All My Children Remembering Us special, the special of thinking of Pine Valley. Hey, happy Christmas everybody. We love you.
Well, yeah, the All My Children Christmas Special. Hello,
Hey! Woohoo! Hope everybody enjoyed that treat. I totally stole from the internet the All My Children opening from the final season. It was one of the last ones. So
Yeah,
hey,
when they went off the air in 2011, right?
yeah. So we saw David, we saw Jesse and Angie, we saw Erica and the girls. Kendall, Bianca. Oh gosh, who was still on there in the Tad was on the opening. Jake, who looks a lot like Finn in the opening there. He does this little mouth
See
purse.
that?
What was that?
Does he?
See, you don't
He does
really
a
remember
little.
it, but in this particular opening, because you didn't see it while it was just broadcast, but if you go and you see, just that particular clip of him looks so much like Finn to me. Just, I'm gonna talk to you with lips. Oh my goodness. Chandra says, hey, and the
Well,
best
all my.
actress goes to you.
Thank you, Sean. It's right out of my comfort zone to do this, but I just really wanted to.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh goodness. George is here. Kelly's here. Jacarius is here. Hey Jacarius. Show us your sweater, Matt. Okay. Hey, I've had this sweater vest in my life for a while now. And
It's from wrestling, isn't it?
well, I mean, I got it because of a wrestling bit, but it's like, just from like some random store, some thrift store. But it's got candy canes and snow people,
Yeah.
with top hats and all of that. So hey, happy Christmas, everybody. George misses all my children.
Y'all,
I miss all my children.
here's y'all this glass of champagne from Adam.
Glug 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 right down the gullet, like all of those drunkards in Pine Valley. What an adventure! All right, hey everybody, I'm Matt. That's Kat. Did we do that part?
Uh, no, yeah, sort of.
Welcome to
Oh.
Remembering All My Children Holiday Special. So this week's been an adventure because we got to go back in time. For me, from the early '80s to the early 2000s is the back in time that I went and revisited all of these holiday episodes that are available. Thank you to a very useful playlist that exists on YouTube. It's like the ABC Daytime Documentary YouTube channel or something, where it was just for me. I found this YouTube channel that just had a playlist of 12, 15 Christmas episodes of All My Children.
The last one, I know what playlist you're talking about, and the last one is 2005. It goes from like 99 to 2005 is the last one on there.
Yeah. Something like that. Something like that. Kelly, I'm going up to the Bay Area in a couple of weeks for Christmas proper. Don't worry, I'll be there. Kelly says I should be out there with my mama, and I will be. I will be. I promise. I promise you. So yeah, so on YouTube we were able to go back. It was early '80s to early 2000s. The last one was like 2005 or something with Bianca and Kendall and all of them, having all kinds of fun nonsense. And oh gosh, I mean, you know what my biggest walk away from this whole experience is just remembering the hoity-toity high classness that existed in Pine Valley with all of these characters. Like that's what the show was about. It wasn't about the adventures or the business or the young pretty people or anything like that. It was about these prominent rich families in this area of Pennsylvania that just didn't get along and had way too much money to do anything with.
A bunch of pretentious women and narcissistic men.
Just fighting with each other, cheating on each other.
But that's true. But Pine Valley had some gems. They had Kate Martin.
Yeah.
From early.
Yeah.
El Brand.
Mm-hmm.
Tad Brand.
Yeah.
Kate Martin. Beautiful woman. Ruth Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful woman. Myrtle Fargate. Beautiful woman.
Oh.
Mona Kane. Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And if I can think of a good man, I'll tell you.
Jacarius wants to know what was our favorite AMC Christmas episode. That's hard. That's hard to do. What I liked from watching all of these episodes wasn't being like, ooh, this was my favorite. This particular plotline drama moment was my favorite, but just kind of watching the evolution of the show, the families, the interactions between the two of them, where the characters go with one another over the course of 20 years. I thought that was a lot of fun because I went from watching Tad Martin working for Adam and then feeling bad about it, saying, I'm not going to be your lackey anymore. I'm not going to do this, all the way up to, of course, the relationship they had with Adam by the time the show was over, which was just total peers that are just constantly at odds with one another, who even had like kids who were raised as brothers. Just that was JR and Jamie.
I actually saw one episode. I saw one episode this week though where Adam says to JR, who was a teenager at the time, not played by Adam, not played by Jacob Young yet.
Okay, so it was played by that kid from Dream Street?
Yes. No, not even him. There was somebody in between them.
Okay.
He was a teenager. And evidently JR at the time was dabbling a little like, I don't know if they had him smoking pot or doing more than that, but he was doing something. And Adam's trying to get through to him, and he tells him, and for whatever, JR is mad at Tad currently. Mm-hmm. And Adam actually tells him that he's like a second father and he loves him and he needs to make up with Tad. Ooh. And on Christmas, he shows up at the Martin house and makes up with Tad.
Hey, see, look at that. See, and that's the beauty. So we chose holidays. So of course, we're like, let's have a Christmas special. And then we said, let's make it an All My Children Christmas special. For the very reason of like things like that. All My Children did better than anyone when it came to making the Christmas time, the Christmas episode, the holiday season special for some reason. Somebody has a change of heart. Somebody does something uncharacteristically kind. Somebody comes home. Something heartwarming is destined to happen in Pine Valley during Christmas time.
Always. I loved it. Well, I think All My Children's Christmas is what makes me love Christmastime and all soap operas. It is the base of All My Children because no one did it better. Mm-hmm. Chandler House, and the Martin House, and even Erica's house. Yeah. Oh, it's lovely. All of it was.
It really was.
I loved it.
It inspires your home decoration. I mean, look at that. You wouldn't go to these lengths if it wasn't for your influences in daytime TV.
Yeah, well, yeah, because your sister always makes fun of this tree right here. She said, "This is my Macy's tree." Maybe it is.
Your what tree?
My Macy's tree.
She said Macy's tree.
Like a Macy's tree. And she kind of right. But but my household, you guys, has 2 Christmas trees. This is
Yes.
the one that's in the front, and then there's one in the family room where we
Last week on the 10th Floors podcast proper, we were talking about the front room, the fancy room, the room that you just pass through to get to where you're actually going, and that's where she is, and that's where the elegant Macy's, I guess, Christmas decor goes to. So if you ever
well,
want
that's
if you ever want a very classic traditional look at holiday decor, just tour my mom's house, especially that front room. It's very beautiful. I mean, it's just look at that ribbon and lights, and they're not multicolored. I mean, it's so classy, is what it is. Then you go to the other room, and that's where it's just littered with all kinds of just just piles of gift and twinkling colored lights and the ornaments that the kids made and all kinds of stuff like that.
yes, yes, yes. My tree, that our main tree that we use, that's for a family where most of the gifts go under. Um, that has ornaments with baby Matthew in them.
Yeah. And we definitely don't need to see that here live on YouTube. Definitely not. Kelly only remembers Jacob Young as Jr. Now he also played Lucky on General Hospital, and he's on some other show right now, Bold or something, Days, something like that. I don't remember. Probably Bold and the Beautiful.
Oh, I need to, there's only 4 soaps left. I should be tuning into the other ones just a little bit more.
Yeah,
Just
but
so
whatever.
you know who's on them, right?
Oh my
Is
goodness.
Greg Vaughn on anything? Right? Greg actually did a great job with Lucky. He did. Is Greg Vaughn on anything right
Yeah,
now?
he's on Bold and the Beautiful right now. No, he's on Days of
Okay.
Our Lives. He's on one of the ones that I watched recently. So, oh shoot, I don't remember which one I watched recently. He's on one of them. He's like this dude that is like like he's got trouble with a lady. There's problems going on in his life romantically. Um, he's got a
Well, sounds like a
business.
soap opera.
He runs. I think he runs a bar. Um, uh, but before it was Jacob Young, for a little while it was played by Jesse McCartney, who we all remember from Dream Street. No, who we all remember from The Masked Singer. No, for all we remember from whatever it is we know Jesse McCartney from. Um, take your pick. I don't know.
I
Um,
don't know either.
I don't know, but he was a kid that sourced. So I don't know if he started or ended or if there was an actor in between, but I do remember him doing some drugs on the gazebo. Um, Jesse McCartney. Um, I do remember it was one of those like 2004, 2003, 2005 era type of storylines that I would have seen when I was a teenager.
Now, who was it? Jacarius that asked about my favorite. Asked about our favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite is, and I couldn't find this on YouTube. I was looking for it, couldn't find it. There was one particular Christmas at the Dillons where Natalie was blind
Mm.
and she looked up at the top of the Dillon Christmas tree where the white angel is,
Yeah.
the white angel tree top where they always use. And suddenly it come into focus. Natalie's vision was restored at the moment of looking at the angel on the top of the Dillon Christmas tree. And that kind of ridiculous nonsense made Mama Cat cry every time. Great fun. I love that nonsense. I love it.
Are you talking? Oh my God! Are you talking about Jesse Metcalf? I'm sorry, Jacarius is telling me, telling the chat, everybody who's played JR, and it's been very enlightening. Um, that is a wonderful memory, and I'm sure Father Clarence had something to do with it. He's like, just believe in yourself, Natalie. It's gonna be all right.
Mhm.
The love of your family will restore your sight. All that kind of stuff.
I'm still drinking Adam's champagne, y'all.
It's all right. It's all right. Adam's got plenty to share with you, Crystal. I mean, didn't you two have a baby too? Or no? No, it was always Tad's, and Adam's like, no, it's mine. I don't remember.
No, you know what? I rewatched a lot of it. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
So yes, Adam did think that Crystal's baby for a very long time, well past showing, was his baby,
Mm-hmm.
and determined it was a girl as well, and they named her Charlotte.
Ooh.
They were going to name her Charlotte, named after Lottie, Adam and Stuart's sister.
Got it.
And then, oh man, that Crystal, she will break your heart and then like take her stiletto and just like run into the ground. Because what did she do? She went ahead and named that baby after the daddy's sister, Jenny
Mm-hmm.
Colby.
Oh my God. Man.
So no wonder Adam's so angry and upset, wasn't he? No
I
wonder.
mean, did he deserve it? I don't know. Jacarius wants to know as well. Do we remember when Crystal debuted? Absolutely. That was the whole point of this start thing. You know, it was a big love letter to Crystal. I
Yeah.
remember Crystal. I remember when Babe came on and Crystal and all of that nonsense. And I remember thinking, oh, how interesting that these characters aren't related to anybody. I mean, ultimately, you know, Babe wound up being related to David and all that. But like for Crystal, Carrie, and Babe to come on and make the splash and all of that, I don't know. For some reason, it just stood out as a little bit different to me. I think also the fact that they had accents and all that and were a little bit southern, a little bit different, which turns out Southern people on All My Children is like Australian people on General Hospital. It's kind of a dime a dozen.
Well, pretty much. I mean, it kind of
Say that again.
started with Opal and Billy Clyde.
Oh
It
yes,
started with
Opal and the
Opal and Billy Clyde.
Glamorama.
Yeah, and Billy Clyde.
And Billy Glad Tuggle. Oh my gosh, Billy Clyde. Oh no. All right, so you know I've been flipping through that People magazine, which I have over there. I can grab it in a minute. You know, I mean, we're bouncing out around. This is 10th floor. This is what we do. We don't have any focus. You guys just tell us what we want to talk about. She was named after Tad's sister. Yes, Jenny. Oh.
She was
Um.
named after Tad's sister, Jenny
Yes.
Colby. And the reason why her name is Jenny Colby is because, you know, Adam did walk out on Crystal. She was pushing that baby doll out her hoo-ha, right?
So he
And
did deserve it.
Colby had to come to the rescue. Colby came to the rescue and helped Crystal have Jenny Colby.
Hmm.
And that's why her middle name is Colby,
Yes.
because if it wasn't for Colby, it might have turned out differently. That is why her name is Jenny Colby.
Oh man. That reminds me of when
Yeah.
Vincent was on last time.
And
Yeah.
and on top of that, Crystal made Colby Jenny Colby's godmother.
Oh, okay. Okay. That reminds me of when Vincent was on
Now,
last time we were
figure it
trying to
out.
talk about All My Children and he that delivered her in the All My Children reboot. You don't
Yeah.
remember? It was in the relaunch on Prospect.
Actually watched a couple episodes of that sweet too.
Oh,
Do you
God.
know that Billy Clyde was on the reboot?
Was he really?
Yes.
Oh my God. Do you guys remember that? Don't forget Haley. We will never forget Haley. All right, so Haley was a big part of some of the Christmas episodes that I watched. But before we get into Haley, before we get into Billy Clyde, before we get into anything else, I want to continue to talk about Natalie because Natalie's near and dear to my heart. If you guys have been watching the 10th floor, you guys know already that that Natalie in the well was the thing that brought me into soap operas as a little itty bitty little 4 or 5 year old. So I was flipping through the People magazine, and they have this timeline of events from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and the early 2000s. Just a little timeline of some of the big stories that they tell. In 1991, Natalie not only went blind, but was also thrown in the freaking well, by the way. That poor woman. What a bad year.
Do you know who else had to be rescued from the well at one point?
Baby, baby, I don't know.
Your sister, really?
Her sister? Janet?
No, your sister.
My sister? Oh, my sister. My sister's calling.
Hey, girl. I am no
Yes,
longer
AMC
your
had
mother.
plenty of Southern accents.
My
The
name is
Chandlers and
Crystal
Cortlands
Perry,
lost theirs.
and I'm in the middle of a
Oh,
big
did they? I
podcast,
didn't know the
okay?
Chandlers and Cortlands had
Bye,
Southern
baby.
accents. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I had no idea.
Well, I got rid of your sister real quick.
Oh,
She
that's
looked
good.
at me.
And so-
There's space time. So she looked at me like this.
Chandra was saying that AMC had plenty of Southern accents. The Chandlers and the Cortlands lost theirs. I don't remember the Chandlers and the Cortlands ever having Southern accents, so that is news to me.
No, well, they never had accents. They didn't.
I don't know.
Because
That's what Chandra
they
said.
tried to Well, they from Pigeon Hollow, but I don't recall them ever having accents because they tried to like wean that out of themselves before they hit Pine
Well,
Valley.
I know that this was kind of Palmer's way of speaking.
I actually tried, I looked it up and I was